Hello guys, it's Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some Exile Capture the Flag. The gameplay in the background is a 24-2. Not too bad a score, not my greatest score or anything like that, but it's pretty good. I seem to get a lot of gameplays on Exile for some reason. Can't really explain why. It's not exactly my favourite map. I feel like when it's Exile on playlists like Team Snipers or Capture the Flag like it is now, there's so many areas of the map that just become unused because there's just not enough players to go around exploring it, and you find yourself having to venture around the map trying to look for people, and then it's easier for you to just go to the areas you know everyone's going to try and go. At least one person's going to try and go, and that usually is top middle, except in this game it wasn't. This game we were just kind of spawn camping them to the point it was ridiculous. I mean, as you can see there, that guy was using a storm rifle. You already know we're kind of in for a bit of an easy game usually when you see the storm rifle. I mean, obviously there's people who just use it just to show off, just like, I can even beat you with a storm rifle, ha 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 ha. I'm just like, screw you and your storm rifle, you evil person. But then there's the people who actually see the storm rifle and they think, oh my god, it's got storm in its name and it's electric, I'm gonna be a badass. But then they use it and find out it's terrible. I think I've already talked about that in a commentary before, but yeah. Storm Rifle was a bad name to name it. They should have named it Plasma Rifle, because the amount of people that would have gotten excited. I mean, when I first played this game, I was like, what? There's a weapon called the Storm Rifle? Oh my god, I've got to try this one out. And then saw it was a Plasma Rifle and was like, right, never using that again. Especially as it's single. I almost think this game would have benefited from dual wielding. I've always thought that because, I don't know, like, it would make the Plasma Rifle, the Suppressor, both worthwhile, and right now they just aren't worthwhile. And it would have opened up the playing field to stuff like bolt shots being able to be dual wielding. I mean, it could have been like the bolt shot was a terrible weapon to begin with, but then once you dual wielded it, it wasn't, it was pretty viable. Same with the Mauler. I mean, the Mauler wasn't that amazing, but you got two Maulers together, boom, 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 boom. Well, actually, the Mauler was alright on its own, but I don't think it could one-shot kill. Don't quote me on that. I mean, for me, the idea of a bolt shot, a primary weapon being able to, well, it's actually a secondary weapon, but what I mean is, the idea of a weapon that you can spawn in with being a one-hit kill is a really, really bad idea, and it was a bad move by 343, in my humble opinion, because it just means that the shotgun, the scatter shot, and the sword lose a huge dimension of their power weapon abilities, because you never feel safe with the sword. You never feel, like, not safe, but you never know your limitations with the sword. You never know your limitations with the scatter shot, and you never know your limitations with the shotgun, because you don't know if the other guy has a bolt shot. And you can miss one of those shotgun bullets, or not necessarily be close enough, and then that guy could get a bit closer and bolt shot you. And having the danger of a bolt shot looming in over you really lowers the effectiveness of all the close range power weapons. I mean, it's not so prominent when you're using the shotgun, because the shotgun is just so good. I mean, the chances of a bolt shot being able to beat out the chances of a bolt shot being able to beat out a shotgun are very, very low. But the chances of a bolt shot being able to beat a scatter shot are actually pretty high. And especially if the other person doesn't know that you're carrying it. Like, if they just change to a bolt shot right at the last second, it's like, oh, well, I didn't know he had a close range weapon, and now he's just insta-killed. Insta-kill weapons are pretty dodgy, like, in my opinion. They're something that should be, I don't know, they should be tested more, very, very vigorously, and they should have a lot of weaknesses. And when the bolt shot first came out, it didn't have a weakness, really. I mean, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. I remember watching a BBK Dragoon gameplay one day, and I had been watching a BBK Dragoon gameplay, and I'd seen the bolt shot before, and I tried it, and I thought it was just like a pistol, and I saw the shotgun function on it. And I thought, it's just a shotgun, like, who really cares? It's probably a terrible shotgun, you know. I didn't even think much of it. I didn't even try it again, because I thought, you know, if 343 like know how to balance a gun, they're going to make that gun pretty terrible. Like, it's going to have a shotgun function of it, but because of the cooldown and because it won't be a one-hit kill weapon, it will probably be terrible. So I never tried it again. Saw a Dragoon gameplay on King of the Hill, and that thing went ham. That thing was just, I saw a certain kill that he got from a certain range on top middle of Haven, and I was like, I'm going to use that thing for the rest of my entire life. And I used it for a very long time, and then I started to feel dirty, because I was like, I know how much I'm screwing over certain people right now. But they did nerf it, and since the nerf, it's kind of, you know, you're able to deal with it. But at the same time, I feel like my dual wield idea could have gone down better, and it would have opened the space to make more Forerunner weapons. Like, there could have been a lot of Forerunner dual wielding weapons. I've never had a problem with dual wielding. I like it. I think it gives something for the more casual Halo players, like a chance to have a fighting chance, because dual wield weapons can be pretty effective and they're not very hard to use at all. I mean, if you got a plasma rifle and an SMG in Halo 2, that could destroy. Like, that really could do some heavy damage, and it was the sort of thing that gave the lesser players a chance to succeed without being, you know, overpowered or anything. I mean, obviously that wasn't going to win you a game, but it could get you a few kills here and there. Whereas I think like the suppressor, the plasma rifle, and most of those weapons are terrible. The assault rifle is very good, and that's why I'm very, very cautious about the idea that they've been saying in the weapon balancing update that they might increase the damage of the assault rifle but lower the recoil. I feel like the recoil would have to be lowered pretty substantially in order to make that work as a higher damage weapon. Because I don't know if you've gone against full teams of an assault rifle users, but that thing is pretty crazy. Like, I had a full team once of 4 people, and I think we may have even been playing with Schmeckeldorf, someone like that, but we were playing with a lot of good players anyway. And we went against a full team of assault rifles on Abandon, and they were destroying us, and none of us were bad players. We had relatively good connections for the most part, and it just was like, you know, they got top control, and they had assault rifles, and if you went around the corners too quick, there was nothing you could do. You couldn't adjust your DMR aim quick enough in order to be able to combat it. I mean, in a close range scenario, which Abandon has lots of them, I mean, there's so many tight corners and stuff, that the assault rifle can just do massive damage, and if they were to increase the damage even further, I'd be very worried about what it could, what could happen. But anyway, I've been Modest Major. I hope you enjoyed this rather random commentary, and thank you very much for watching. Peace.